Oh, and it stinks, honestly. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Pixie MUA and I've just woken up. Not really. That's a crap joke. Anyway, so in this video I thought I would show you how to get this zombie one-eyed kind of look. I actually have done this before on my Instagram and quite a few people asked me how I did it, so I thought I would sit down and film it for you, especially for Halloween, and show you how to get to build cuts and to make your skin look like it's rotting off and all of the different products I have used. I really hope you guys are enjoying my Halloween series. This is the third video, so if you haven't already, I will just link it up in the clickable I button. Click that, you'll be able to look at all of my other Halloween videos that I've done already this year, and I have 2 more to come, so tomorrow and then Halloween. So I'm really trying to smash these out for you. If you aren't already, please don't forget to subscribe down below. I'd love to have you here, and also if you do like this video, please don't forget to smash that huge thumbs up. But if you would like to see how I got to this creepy one-eyed zombie look, then just keep on watching. So guys, I thought we'd get straight into it. Forgive the fact that I look like an egg, but having my hair up like this literally just keeps out of the way better than putting a headband on or anything like this. And when I'm doing special effects, I just really like to make sure that I've got no hair on my head, because if you get latex in your hair, oh my god, it takes forever to get out and it pulls your hair. So I'm starting with a completely clean base. I know some people put their base on and then remove the makeup where they're then going to put the latex, but personally, I like to do it this way around. I feel like it just saves me a job. I do it with completely clean skin. This has just been cleansed, toned and moisturised. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually cover the eye. Now, I know that sounds counterintuitive because you want to be able to see, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be basing the look around the eye area. So yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to do. And I also don't actually have my contact lenses in, so yeah, I'm really not making life easy for myself. So first things, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cotton round, which is going to be placed over the eye. Obviously I'm not going to keep it like this because obviously that's a very clean edge and that's probably not how it's going to happen. So I'm just going to tear the edge in a second. First things first though, when you are using latex around your eyes, please, please, please be careful. You're going to see in a moment I'm going to put a barrier against my eye and then place this over it. So I'm actually going to use some cotton balls, pull them out and place them over the eye. That is so none of the latex seeps down into my eye. When you are using this with the latex on, you want to make sure that none of it is saturated either. So you can put a layer over it, but you don't want to saturate it completely, because again, you don't want it to come through into your eye. And also, it might make your eyes water because it's latex and it stinks. So the latex I'm going to be using is this one. It's the Mayron liquid latex. I really like this stuff actually, but you can get liquid latex anywhere. And also, if you are using latex, please, please, please make sure you've done a skin test if you've never used it before. Just 24 hours in the crook of your elbow or behind the ear, and if you have a reaction, obviously wipe it straight off and don't use it. Even if you have done a skin test and you do start reacting, then obviously take it straight off completely, and if possible seek medical, well, if you need to, seek medical advice. So with that health and safety out of the way, let's get going. So I'm going to just take a tub and pour this into it. Just makes it a bit easier to work. But first off, I'm taking my cotton round, as I said, and making sure where it's going to fit on my eye. Now I'm going to be putting it above my eyebrow, just because I don't fancy ripping my eyebrow hair out. Okay, so now my cotton round looks like this. So as you can see, it's all frayed down at the edges, so when I do place this onto my eye, it's going to be a little bit easier to blend. So then all I'm going to do with the cotton ball is just sort of pull it apart a little bit, and this is just to sort of rest it against my eye. So just sort of squished it down, and then that should just fit perfectly on my eye. First off, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop a little bit of the latex into the tub. And then with just a disposable sponge, that's what I'm going to use to pop the latex on. And I'm going to pop a layer down first and then put the cotton pad over the top. And then I'll seal that with the latex afterwards. Okay, like so. And then just before that dries, this is popping on here. I'm just going to hold that and then place this exactly where I want it and press it down. Now don't worry if when you've pressed it down it's still looking like this, that is fine, because we're going to seal all these edges in a second. With my latex, I'm just going to start saturating the edges, and as you can see I'm sort of pulling it downwards as I work. This is just so we can get a better blend. And also I'm just taking a metal palette knife and blending that down as well. So just keep repeating that until it's completely finished. And then as you can see I'm just saturating this cotton here on top, but obviously I'm not doing it too deep, and that's all the latex that I'm actually going to put on the top of this, because as I say I don't want it seeping through onto the cotton underneath. I'm just taking my time and obviously as you can see just working it like so. Just in order to speed up the drying process, you can skip the step if you want, but I'm just going to use my hairdryer as I want it to dry between each layer. I'm just popping it on the cool setting and just on a very low blow. Okay, so then I'm going to start building up the edges around the cotton pad just with this, so it just looks like it's kind of come out, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to unroll one of these instead, and then what I'm going to do is sort of just pull it apart, and as you can see that now will form the perfect sort of shape. And I'm just going to sort of place it around the edges, and again just saturate this in latex. And again I'm just going to start saturating the cotton as best as I can. Can you see? Sorry. And it does sort of start to break away, but that's okay because we're going to blend as well, as you can see. So as you can see it's still pretty mouldable for a while, and I'm just sort of working it so it's creating this sort of groove. And all of this down here I'm actually leaving because I'm doing a zombie. I'm not going to keep it too tidy because I'm going to start pulling this off and making it look like ripped skin anyway. Honestly, at first it's going to look really crap, but trust me, once you start building it and start painting, it's going to start looking much, much better. Okay, and then as I've got a little bit of cotton left over, I think what I might do is just build up a cut here on my face. So it's the sort of same sort of premise. What I'm going to do, take a little bit of cotton, some latex, pop that onto the skin like so, lay down my piece of cotton and then saturate it again, but leaving one side stuck up. Again, I'm just going to blend the edges. Okay, and then doing the same on the other side, but like sort of joining the cut together. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a layer of latex over certain areas of my skin, just quite thin layers. But obviously this is going to give us some texture. So now all we need to do is wait for everything to sort of start drying. So yeah, I'm going to be popping where there's cotton sort of a brownish colour on, just because that's going to cancel out how white the cotton is. It's even white compared to my skin, and obviously my skin tone if you've been around here a long time, you'll know I'm a pale girl. I'm going to just start taking some of the brown and some of the yellow from the, what is this? The Mayron Pro Colouring in Bruise. So I'm going to be using Maize Yellow and Burnt Maroon. Okay, like so, and as you can see, I have left some of this in here white, but I'm going to be painting that into black anyway, so that bit I'm not too worried about. It's more the stuff around the edge. So when you're starting to look like a hot mess, like so, we're going to put some foundation on and then we'll look great again. No, so I'm going to start putting some foundation on. I'm going to use my natural skin colour just because I am so pale, but if you want to look a bit more white, go for it. So I'm going to go in with my Revlon Colour Stay. I'm just going to bounce that in with a normal beauty sponge. I'm still going to make this quite patchy because obviously we're a zombie. We're not going to have the best skin in the world. And hey, I'm not zombie shaming here, but you know. Okay, so you remember the bits that we put down, the liquid latex? I'm now going to sort of start putting my palette knife in and gently, very gently, making holes. You don't want to be stabbing yourself, that's not the aim of the game here. So I'm going to leave that like that, so it kind of like looks like my nose is peeling off. And you just sort of find bits that you can start twisting and really make it look like your skin is starting to peel off. Can you see? Okay, so when you look like your skin is about to fall off, now we can start painting. So this is where the look is going to start to come together. So I'm going to go in with my SFX Skin Illustrator palette. This is an alcohol activated palette. This is what it just looks like on the inside. You can use anything. You could use water activated paints, you could use cream paints. I'm just going to use this because I find it works really well with cotton and latex. In order to use alcohol activated paints, you need 99% alcohol. I have the slow activator one here by Skin Illustrator themselves, but you can get 99% alcohol from like pharmacists and stuff like that, I think. So yeah, but I like to use this one, and I put it into a spray bottle so I can spray the palette with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sponge again and sort of mix the green, yellow, white and black and sort of just pack that on over my face. I want it to look quite like an infected zombie. Okay, and as that has gone a little bit too green, I'm actually just going to put some more foundation on over the top. So when you're starting to look sufficiently sick, I'm now going to go in with the black from the SFX palette and just start working it into the crevice around the edge here. It's not seeing me as a face anymore. Focus on me. Okay, and then in certain areas I'm just going to put small bits of black, so under this bit here in the nose. And then what I'm going to do, all these little holes and then sort of this area here and inside the cut, I'm going to start using these three blood red colours here. So can you see after where I put all the black, it does look darker and like more sunken in, and then obviously my skin is starting to look much more disgusting. So I am just going to start popping bits around the edge and then tapping it off with my finger, because obviously it's going to be all what's the word? Irritated. Okay, so once I've sort of bloodied everything up, I'm actually just taking a really cheap eyeshadow palette that I don't actually mind getting sort of all a bit smashed up, and you'll see this is quite well loved as I use it quite a lot in my special effects makeup. So I'm going to take the purpley shades, some of the black, some of the green, and also just the yellows in here. And I'm just going to start using those colours, sort of make everything look a little bit more irritated, and I'm also going to go around the eye and the mouth. First of all, I'm going to go in with the purple. I'm going to start mixing greens and yellows into the mix as well. Okay, and then I am just going to use the black to sort of darken some of the areas where we have just put all of that, so especially like the eye. Okay, and as I'm looking sufficiently even more dead, I'm going to start taking some of this Breeze palette and just getting some of the red on the other side of that sponge that we used to put the green and stuff in, and just tap it on the lips. Then I'm going to go in with this blood paste. Now this looks absolutely disgusting. I'm just going to pop it onto a palette. Looks like, as you can see, tomato puree. I love blood paste. I just think it gives an extra sort of, I mean, look at it, it's all so gloopy. Please focus on me. And then I just start to place it in cuts. Again, this is just an extra step, but it's going to make everything just look really disgusting. And then I'm going to take some Ben Nye Thick Blood. This is just basically like scab blood. And as you can see, it's just like a jelly consistency. And you just sort of scrape it up. And again, I'm just going to start placing that in certain wounds. And then I'm just going to place some of this around the mouth. Ooh. To make it sort of like look like gore. Okay, and then taking even more blood, so I'm actually going to be taking the Mayron Squirt Blood, and I'm going to place a little bit of it on this toothbrush. You can see this is really runny, and what I'm going to do is just sort of flick in something. It's more than likely going to have sprayed, and then this just gives really good splatter marks of blood. And finally, no look is going to be complete without some blood dripping down. Okay, so the final thing I just did was just to add a red eyeliner to the waterline, and then obviously just letting my hair go all a bit crazy. This is why I haven't bothered doing it, because I wanted to, like, you know, make it zombie-like. Oh, actually, let's put some toothpicks on. So this is blood red, and all you do is dry your teeth. Tastes disgusting. So I feel like it just completes the look, and only ever put blood safe blood into your mouth. Guys, yeah, this is the finished zombie one-eyed kind of look. So really hoping that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also just hit the subscribe button down below if you're not already subscribed, and hit the notification bell and you'll be notified every time I upload. I'm really hoping that you're enjoying this Halloween series, and I will see you tomorrow for the next video. Bye!